So let's talk about this situation. First of all, what I am sensing is jealousy. Jealousy circulating around you, and I don't feel that it's coming from you. But you have two signs showing up from the get-go. So you have a very strong air sign. And the air sign, I feel like you might know them for a while, but you might not have dated them yet, but they're showing interest, okay? This is more of a love offer, love interest situation. So the air sign are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. On the other side of the coin, you do have an earth sign. And the earth sign is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Between those two, let's look at how this is playing out. I feel that one person is like stepping up to the plate. I feel like they both might like you, or you have them in your periphery if they're circulating around. And I feel like this is pretty much for most of you. There is an air sign and an earth sign energy circulating around you. And I do sense that the air sign is finally stepping up. The earth sign, they might have been very slow on the uptake. You might have waited for them for quite some time and you're getting frustrated. So the air sign is figuring a little bit more strongly and more prominently in the picture for this month. So that's the first thing. Let's go through the reading here. So in the past position, we do have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands indicates to me this is a card about valor. This is standing up for your beliefs. This is, regardless of what other people say or regardless of their opinions, you are sticking to your guns and you're going with your gut instincts. This is a card about not jumping on the bandwagon, doing things differently, and you might face a little bit of opposition as a result of it, but you are standing up for yourself and you're standing up for your own truth. So this is a very, very beautiful card. And I feel that within the past few months, life might have felt a little bit lonely because you felt as if you were facing opposition to your beliefs, to your way of doing things. And as a result of it, a lot of you might have withdrawn inward because I do feel that sense of isolation. But I do feel the isolation is coming to an end, okay? I do sense it coming to like a really unexpected, abrupt, and sudden end, which is very good for you because you really should break out and, try to mingle and go out and about. What is bringing you to this present situation here is the Hangman. This is looking at life through a different perspective. This is changing your paradigm. This is learning to put yourself in another person's shoes, or at least you don't have problems doing that as a Pisces. If anything, you do it a little bit too much and you give people too much leeway. But I do feel this is a card about changing your point of view, changing your perspective, and wanting to break out and do things in a different manner. This is also a card about suspension. It's about sacrifice as well. What is crossing it here is the Judgment card, and Judgment indicates new beginnings. So a lot of you might have held a little bit too firmly to something that you felt was not good for you, and other people told you, don't be foolish. This is not something that is for your greater good. And you stuck with it. And I feel that for a lot of you, you have recently came to the conclusion that, okay, what people were telling me was probably right. So it is important for me to make a sacrifice and let that situation go. So I feel like for a lot of you, it might have been just old ways of thinking. It might have been like a really jealous, a very toxic relationship partner that you were in. Or it might have just been, a way of doing that you've always stuck to, and people told you that it wasn't really productive. It wasn't for your greater good. So I do feel that because it's a Wands energy, it might have been a work situation as well. Okay. And what's crowning this reading here is the Eight of Coins. And the Eight of Coins is a card about working very, very diligently in order to secure your foundation. This is a card about somebody learning the ropes, learning their craft, and, doing things in a very meticulous manner. They're doing things in a very methodical, well thought out manner. So it's bringing you to this present situation where you feel like, okay, there is a better way to do this. And you're getting, I feel as if you're getting inputs from a lot of people, and you're starting to realize that, okay, well, they're not going away. Even if I were to turn my back on them, they're still going to be there. And rather than approaching this as, rather than taking a defensive stance, I feel that for a lot of you, you're retreating to let all the inputs sink in and find a way to accommodate everybody. So I feel like that's what you're doing. In terms of the foundation, we do have the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Coins is in the reverse. When it's in the upright position, it indicates two people working very harmoniously together. And this can be, any two people or any groups of people working harmoniously together. In the reverse position, it's basically one person is feels as if they're better off on their own, and they're using their own skills, their own knowledge in order to get something to move along. So that's what I'm feeling with this card here. At the same time, I feel as if a lot of you have made a sacrifice. And I feel that that sacrifice pertains to partnership. Okay, I feel that very strongly it pertains to partnership. I feel as if you were getting distracted with some type of relationship in your life, and you're realizing people have told you, it's sort of like too many people were involved and they were giving their opinions to you unsolicited. And a lot of it was just overwhelming you. So you're just taking some time off. You're doing things on your own, and you're distracting yourself with work so that you don't have to deal with it. And as a result of it, you're not making a move, and things are kind of at a standstill right now. In terms of what's coming in, we do have an air sign. So this is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This is the energy that is also coming into your life. It is somebody who is very rational, very methodical, quite possibly somebody who holds their feelings very close to their chest. And I feel that because it's in the upright position, this is somebody who is potentially showing interest to you, but they're not making the first step. Okay, they're very standoffish and a little bit detached, but I do feel that once you let them in, they have a lot of emotional depth. This is an energy that is coming through for you. In terms of the advice, we do have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords, when it's in the reverse, in the advice position, this plays out as an energy, and this is an energy about gossip, rumors, news, getting news from whatever sources you're getting your news from. And I do feel you want to be very careful, because what you hear is not always the truth. It is really important for you to sift out fact from fiction in order to get the whole story. Okay, I do sense that I feel that it's strange, because I was picking up that there is somebody circulating around you. Earth signs or air sign or earth signs, okay? So air signs or earth signs. Everyone, it's like what you see in the physical world, you don't trust it. And I feel that you're right sticking to your guns, because you are highly, highly intuitive. So whatever people are telling you, you don't really trust it, because you feel in your gut that something you feel like you have the answers in your gut, and it's just a matter of waiting it out. So there's this waiting game, and there's this, I feel like for a lot of you, it is hearing about a potential love interest, and I feel that you're facing opposition, and you're not really able to budge, and you know in your gut that this is, who you want to be with, or at least somebody's character very, very well. But people around you are misleading you, because they're not doing it on purpose. I feel like they have your best interest at heart, and they're telling you not to go ahead with a certain person. So right now, you're just trying to withdraw inward. You're distracting yourself with other things, waiting for this person to come around, waiting for some type of communication. And I feel that deep down, you know that you trust them. No matter what other people say around you, you know what to trust. So there are a lot of secrets, I feel like, circulating around this environment, because we do have, 3 sword court cards. And I do feel that this is a situation where what you see in the physical world is not what you're going to get. So trust your instincts. I feel that you are on the right track. In terms of your external environment, we do have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords, this is an external person. This is potentially a person coming back into your life, okay? Something that is unexpectedly being returned to you. And usually it comes in as a physical person. They might have traveled away. There might have been a hiatus where you're not getting communication from them. In the reverse position, it means they're making a comeback into your life. So it can be, I feel like for a lot of you, it is an air sign making some type of a comeback into your life. And it's a little bit rattling, because I feel like for a lot of you, you felt that that situation was coming to an end. And all of a sudden, excuse me, is making a comeback in your life. So you were distracting yourself with other things. You were, in a place of relative contentment, getting your finances in order. You felt as if this situation was pretty much at a dead end because it wasn't going anywhere, and there was like an absence, a period of long suspending, waiting in suspension, and new beginnings weren't really starting with this person from the past, and all of a sudden they're making a comeback in your life. Okay. I do feel finances are going really well because that's where most of your energy is being diverted, which is a great thing. So you're keeping yourself productive in the meantime, but then this person is all of a sudden making a comeback into your life. And I do sense as well, in your hopes and fears, we do have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups, usually, it indicates celebration. It indicates a card about socially dating and meeting with one another and being in a very joyous, celebratory mood. Okay, so I do feel that you're hoping you're hoping to potentially, if it's a love interest, to take things to the next level. And I do feel, in terms of the outcome position, we do have two signs. We do have two signs coming into the picture. One of them is potentially somebody from the past, and one of them is somebody that is new coming into the picture, or somebody in the present environment already. So I feel that the person coming from the past is an air sign. It's somebody that you've had your eyes on for quite some time. And the person in the present, or possibly a new person, is the earth sign. Okay? So the earth sign are Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. What I'm getting here is that for a lot of you, you've put a situation to an end in the past, and it's coming back in. It's recycling itself. And I feel that for those of you who are dating an earth sign presently, I feel that they're getting a little bit jealous, and I feel as if they might be confrontational, or they might be, wondering like what exactly happened. And vice versa, if you're dating an air sign, there might be an ex coming back, and they're trying to, figure out how long have you been broken up, and what exactly is going on. So I feel like there is some resolution that needs to be had in this environment for the next 2 weeks at least. A lot of you have to sift through or have some type of discussions. But I don't feel that you're going to do that. In terms of the outcome too, we do have the King of Coins, and I'm reading this more as your energy, where you're kind of rooted, and you feel a little bit stuck, and you don't know which person to proceed with. Okay, so it is a love triangle playing out, and I also feel that the air sign, regardless, it's a better energy for this month. And I feel that they're the ones that are going to, if it's somebody coming back from the past, I do feel that they have good intentions, and they're going to go above and beyond to prove to you that, they will stay by your side, and they will try to make the situation work very, very well. I'm going to say that finances looks very, very stable. If you are looking for some type of a financial, if you're looking for example, if you're working on a project and you're trying to market it to investors and things like that, I do feel that you're going to have success coming through by the end of the month. Okay. And the important advice for you is you have to also get out, be seen and heard in order for you to get the recognition that you need in order to find the right investors for your projects. Additionally, I do feel that for a lot of you, you're just looking for the right person, the right situation, so that you can, get some type of deal squared away so that you can celebrate and you can, relax. I do feel that towards the end of the month, you are going to have to bring your best foot forward. And that means knowing whatever project you're trying to implement, or you are trying to get investors on board, the people that are, I feel that the investor is going to be an air sign. You might have a lot of meetings. You might have people that want to meet you and want you to hype up whatever product it is that you're selling. But I do feel that at the end, they might renege on their promises. So it's going to be more of an air sign investor that is going to follow through and that have faith in you and will help you with whatever it is that you need help with, okay? I also feel that it's not going to get resolved until the end of the month. There might be something in the works by the end of the month, but contracts, signatures, and things that are concrete are not going to pan out until the very beginning of March. But it is right around the corner, and it is going to be there for you. And I do feel that this waiting in suspense is going to be over. The other thing that I'm sensing is that be very, very honest for this month, okay? Be very, very honest. You're dealing with people who are very, I would say, like, cynical. I feel as if they've been disappointed in the past. So honesty is going to be very important for them. So for example, this is like, trying to communicate as much as you can with this card in the advice position. So it's basically, for example, if you have a date and for whatever crazy reason, you're running like 5-10 minutes late, I feel that it would be really important for you. A lot of people, this is a really sticky situation. A lot of people, they're late and they don't feel like they should call or anything because they feel like, oh, I'm almost there. So I'm just going to get there. But I do feel that it's really important for you to communicate along the way what exactly is going on so you don't leave the other person waiting. Okay. And likewise, you might deal with this energy as well, where there might be travel delays. If you've had, there is travel delays around you. So try to minimize traveling as much as you can. I'm feeling like, car, like tickets, traveling too fast, getting tickets, things like that, or getting stopped, but, being let go. So I feel like a little bit of a financial drain in that regards, but I do sense as well that, it's not a great month, honestly, for a lot of travel, especially long distance travel. So minimize that if you can. Okay. I also feel that, if you've been holding in secrets, okay, for whatever reason, if you've been, it would be really, really important for you to try to reveal everything and, try to figure things out within yourself. And I feel like that's what you were trying to do. I feel this sense of isolation. It's like you were trying to keep yourself busy and not having to deal with, the real important things. And as a result of it, I do sense that for a lot of you, you were trying to figure things out first before you bring it out into the world. You were trying to figure the ins and out. You were trying to figure your feelings. You were trying to take some time in order to sort through what is the next step in your life. And then other people are like coming in from left and right and they want to be with you and they want to see you. And I do feel a lot of it has to do with birthday, the season. The other message I was getting to is I feel as if you're dealing with somebody who's very, very stubborn. I do sense that with both of these cards, with the Knight of Coins and the King of Coins in the reverse. And for a lot of you, it might be an earth sign. And earth signs are, once again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I do feel that they're very, very stubborn. And the only way for you to get your message across is to appeal to their sense of reason, their sense of rationality, rather than to appeal to their emotions, okay? If you are able to carry yourself well and to explain things in a very persuasive, eloquent manner, it's going to go a long way and it's going to allow them to see things from your perspective, okay? Additionally, I feel as if in love, a lot of you might have been feeling a little bit stuck. And it's sort of like, I feel as if you have somebody in mind that you really care about and that you really want to be with. But for some reason, circumstances around you, other people interfering, it's like the timing is just never right. I feel like the timing is just a little bit off. So it seems like very cyclical to me. It seems very, very cyclical where they're ready and you're not, or you're ready and they're not. And for a lot of you, it might be an air sign. And I'm sensing as if for some reason it's kind of like dancing, skirting, dancing around an issue, avoiding that elephant in the room. You know, like there is very strong attraction, but the situation is at a standstill, and you're distracting yourself with work, and they're like in and out. And it's really important to just, you know, the advice here is if you're dealing with that situation, it is very frustrating for you. And there was a lot of flirtation, I'm sensing. There was a lot of flirtation. This is a card that is notorious for flirtation. If you look here, it's usually colleagues, people working together, or people who are somewhat in a professional environment where they can't really openly express their feelings, but both of them feel the attraction and they both know that the other person likes them. But, you know, everything is like kept under the current because, as you can see, the heart is in the ground, okay? So the advice here is both sides are holding back on, you know, how they feel. So when they meet, they talk about the weather rather than talking about their feelings. They talk about, you know, the weather, they talk about the sky and, you know, things like that, things of very, very little significance. And it's kind of like skirting around the issue and not really addressing the main issue, which is, you know, what do we do about our mutual attractions for one another? So I feel like that's what's happening here. And for a lot of you, you've been feeling this for quite some time. And I do sense, especially for you Pisces moon, because it does rule your emotions. I feel like you're hitting a brick wall. You're racking your brain trying to figure out, what do I do, you know? And in the meantime, you're keeping yourself very productive with work. So work is figuring very prominently and finances looks very stable, but at the same time, I feel like the love department is taking a bit of a hit as a result of you working or diverting your energy elsewhere and not wanting to deal with this situation. A lot of you are, I feel like it's one of those things, it's like you're trying to move a boulder and the other person, you don't really know. So I feel like the attraction is definitely there and it's kept under the current and it's not being talked about. It's like buried deep underground. And it's really important for you to speak your truth and bring things to light because I feel that I'm sensing that what's coming in is if you were to speak, if you were to communicate, the other person might clam up. Okay? So I don't know, whatever means of communication that you can do in order to show them that you like them or in order to get the relationship moving forward, all it takes is like a big risk. All it takes is just a gesture, just to push them in that right direction. You know, just like an email, some type of communication. And I do feel in this day and age, this indicates swift communication. So this is through social media, emails, text messages, things like that, okay? So I do feel that some type of quick invitation or something like that is going to go a long way. And I do feel that it is really important for you not to be at a standstill. If you are waiting on communication, a lot of it is going to come through with the Knight of Swords, which indicates very swift communication. And this is a messenger, one of the fastest moving knights in the deck. And I classify him usually as a messenger, okay? This is somebody that can emotionally, they bring with them like a very strong energy and they can be destabilizing to be around. They seem a little bit chaotic, but they're very, very smart, very intelligent, and very thoughtful. I feel that, thoughtful in a way that they give you answers. They bring news and they bring answers, okay? So whatever it is, you are going to get some type of answers, but it's really important for you to communicate. It's really important for you to reach out and not be in this, not leave yourself in feeling that sense of isolation, okay? So that sense of isolation needs to come to an end. You need to really get out and live your life because I feel like a lot of you are just work and home, and you know, it's not emotionally fulfilling anymore. So it's really important for you to get out there and, you know, live your life. If you are dealing with like two people, potentially an ex that won't go away, and then you're trying to date, and there's that your new person is asking you about the ex. And I do feel it's a pesky energy. You want to be very, very clear when you communicate that it is an ex, and he or she is on the way out. Okay, so it's important to communicate. It is really, really important for you to, I guess, over explain rather than keeping quiet.